So earlier this week, Nina Turner, one of Bernie Sanders' former co-chairs of his presidential campaign for 2020, compares voting to Biden to eating shit. And frankly, I can't really disagree with her in that regard. So Turner acknowledged that the Democratic frontrunner was a better choice than Trump, but is still shit. The co-chair of Senator Bernie Sanders' failed presidential campaign profanely blasted presumed Democratic nominee Joe Biden on Monday, striking a divisive tone on behalf of unsatisfied progressive voters. Nina Turner, assessing the choice of Biden against Donald Trump in the November presidential election, told The Atlantic, quote, "It's like saying to somebody, you have a bowl of shit in front of you, and all you've got to do is eat half of it instead of the whole thing. It's still shit." Couldn't agree more. And frankly, really, what are the differences between Donald Trump and Joe Biden? They both want to go after so-called anarchists. They both have a very hawkish and imperialist foreign policy. Neither of them supports Medicare for all. Neither of them supports a Green New Deal as our earth burns. Maybe here and there are some differences, but again, she's totally right comparing them to eating a bowl of shit because they're both horrible in so many ways, frankly. The Atlantic article headline "Don't Count Trump Out" detailed several ways Trump could end up winning on election day. Sanders, an independent from Vermont, he's not an independent. He's a Democrat through and through, and as Chris Hedges and others have pointed out, he's just a sheepdog for the Democratic Party, frankly. Dropped out of the Democratic race in April after a series of losses to Biden in the primaries, and again, there's definitely some failings on Bernie Sanders' campaign, particularly him always saying that he thought Joe Biden could defeat Donald Trump. That's just horrible politics. You don't go out there and say your opponent, who at that time was leading the polls, could defeat Donald Trump. You need to make the case of why you're the only one who's capable of defeating Donald Trump, as well as, the whole establishment coalescing with Obama, kind of pulling the strings behind the scenes to get everybody to drop out and then endorse Joe Biden. Biden was really tanking at that point. So, there was a confluence of factors that kind of led to us having this, bowl of shit Joe Biden as the Democratic nominee, if you will. Sanders said in May that he believes his supporters would vote for Biden, but that the former vice president would have to earn his votes among the senator's backers, focus on health insurance, climate change, racism, and other hot button issues for the left. Again, Joe Biden doesn't support Medicare for all. He said he would veto it if somehow is able to pass the House and Senate. Doesn't support a Green New Deal. Doesn't support defunding the police or reining in the military-industrial complex that has huge problems with racism as a white supremacist institution that kills black and brown people all over the globe. Media noted that some of Sanders' delegates to the DNC, Democratic National Convention, had asked the former vice president this month to consider Turner's running mate. That's not going to happen, unfortunately. I think she would make an awesome vice president. She's willing to speak truth to power and call out the bullshit like right here when she sees it. Biden may announce his choice this week. Turner, former Ohio State Senator, accused Biden betraying black voters in January op-ed, but that was in the heat of the Democratic race. He has a huge, long history of just horrible policies that have affected communities of color all across the U.S. Bragging about working with the segregationist Strom Thurmond, his huge support, for the crime bill that was just devastating to communities of color and other marginalized groups within the U.S. Her commitment in the Atlantic article defies the party's efforts to unify before the convention next month and the general election. Again, if these Democratic Party brokers and party hacks actually wanted the party to unify, then they would get behind policies that a vast majority of Democratic voters support, like Medicare for all, think it's around 70, 80 plus percent Democratic voters support Medicare for all, things like the Green New Deal, tuition free college, etc. But did the DNC committee, has Biden's campaign came out and supported that? Of course not. So Nina Turner completely on point, comparing Joe Biden to eating a half bowl of shit, while Trump, might be a slightly larger portion. What are your thoughts? Share them in the comment sections down below. Peace. Much love.